Hey there, Sarah Madras here, founder of Esteem Builders Coaching. As a motivational speaker, trainer, and relationship therapist, I teach people around the world the skills to build strong relationships. Relationships where you can feel appreciated, respected, and deeply connected. And not just in the beginning honeymoon phase, but forever. So if you are tired of having yet another failed relationship and you're ready to learn the skills to become a relationship rock star, then you've come to the right place, and I am so glad you're here. Allow me to be your go-to expert for all things relationships. And if you have questions or want to submit a question for advice, then check out the email listed in the description below. Send in your question. It's completely confidential and anonymous, and I will answer it on one of these videos. Now, on today's video, we're going to be talking about warning signs in your relationship. So, one of the warning signs came to me when I was actually watching an episode of Modern Family. Is there any other Modern Family fans out there? Let me get a like or a love if you're also a Modern Family fan. So it was the recent Valentine's Day episode when Jay was trying to be more romantic for Gloria, because she was dropping hints and saying things about how she was disappointed. And so he thought, uh-oh, I better step up my game and try to be more romantic. Well, at the end of the episode, of course, it was hilarious, the debauchery that occurred with Jay trying to be romantic and their role play at the restaurant and things like that. And at the end of the episode, Gloria revealed that she wasn't upset with Jay, that she was upset with her kids because they hadn't done anything for her for Valentine's Day. And that usually, they give her a poem or a beautiful card or a handmade gift or something like that. And Jay said something, and it was so profound because I was like, oh my gosh, I see that in relationships. He said, I need to step up and do a better job at being romantic so that you don't look to that need being filled through the kids. That's my responsibility as your husband, is to fill that need of romance in your life. It's not the kids' responsibility to do that for you. And I thought, oh my gosh, yes, what a great point. And so how often in your relationship do you turn to your kids to fill a need that your spouse isn't? So another example of this can be, what about physical affection? Do you find yourself where if you're not getting along with your spouse, and maybe you guys have been arguing or not connecting, and you find yourself cuddling more with your kids than with your spouse? So that is a warning sign that there's either something that's gone left unsaid, or that there is a connection that needs to be repaired between you and your spouse. And I say this because these are the slow, little warning signs before it gets really bad. So it starts out of oh, well, I am just snuggling with my kids while my husband or spouse or wife sits over there on the couch and the kids and I are snuggling over here. And maybe it starts out that way. But if it doesn't get addressed, and if the connection that's been broken doesn't get repaired, then it can lead to, oh, well, now I'm sleeping in my kid's room instead of in the bed with my spouse. So it can escalate from there. And what we're trying to do is catch things and repair things when we first see the warning signs, before more time has passed, because the more time has passed, the more repair work that needs to be done. So if you find that your kids are taking the place of your spouse, even just little things of, oh, I'd rather spend time with my kids at the park than spend time with my spouse, those little things like that are those little warning signs that there's some kind of disconnection, there's some kind of break between you and your husband, you and your spouse, that need to be repaired, okay? So catch it on the beginning before it gets even worse and before more time has passed and more distance grows between the two of you. So it can be things like physical affection, or the example of Modern Family like romance, or even just the fun spending time together. So ask yourself that question: are there places in your life that your children take the place of your spouse, or you turn towards your children to meet a need in your life that you aren't turning towards your spouse to meet, because maybe you're afraid that they'll reject you. Our kids never reject our snuggles, right? They always want to give us hugs and kisses. And if we feel like we can't initiate affection with our spouse because we're afraid they'll reject our hug, or they'll reject our kiss, or they'll kind of tense up and be prickly, and we'll feel that rejection and disconnect. So we stop trying, and we only cuddle with our children, and we only give kisses and hugs and snuggles to our children. That is a warning sign that there's something in the relationship that needs to be repaired and worked on, so that you can have that connection again with your spouse, rather than turning to your kids to fulfill that need. Okay? So I hope that helps. And remember, catch it before it gets bigger. You want to catch the problem when it's smaller before the problem gets bigger. Okay? It just makes it easier and able to heal faster than if more time has passed. Okay? And please know that this never means that you can't snuggle with your children. Of course, snuggle with your children. It means snuggle with your children and also enjoy snuggling with your spouse. Okay? All right. If you have any questions, like I said at the beginning, feel free to submit. If you would like me to come and talk to one of your groups about relationship skills and how to make your relationship strong, then contact me on my website at sarahmadras.com. Thanks so much, and as always, until next time, remember, build what you need. Thanks.